Being successful in selling pro audio gear, I mean, I don't know if this will apply today, but it probably does apply to every situation where you're selling gear. Is I always treated everybody like family, so I always made sure you got the right piece of product, and you didn't spend too much, and you were had a goal. And when you do something like that, you meet a client for the first time, you kind of start asking questions. You want to find out, what are they trying to do? What kind of music are they trying to record? What kind of music do they like to listen to? What equipment do they have? And how do they have it all connected? I remember one time I went to a client's facility, and the guy had a ton of keyboards, and he turned on the system, and the buzz through the whole system was incredible. And I went through and I figured out where the ground loops were happening, and got rid of it immediately. And he says, "Oh my God, I don't have a headache anymore listening to what I'm doing." And it's little things like that that you earn people's trust. So when they come back into the store, they go, "I want to talk to George because he seems to understand what we're trying to do." Because a lot of times you find out people have a decent amount of gear, just they're not using it properly, or something doesn't work. And I would follow up on a lot of clients that would buy gear from me. I would just give them a call and go, "How are things going?" And they would tell me, I remember one client, he says, I George, I just kind of left it alone. It's sitting in this room. I'm not doing anything with it. I go, "Why?" He says, "I can't make it do." I said, "All right, I'll come over and let's see what you're trying to do." And I figure out the problem, and then they'd be on their way. And the good thing about that is you're helping the person, use the equipment they have. But the other thing is they get excited and they want to buy more equipment from you. But the key, and my wife pointed this out, is she said, when I first met you, there was the one thing that you said that stuck with me is, I treat people like their family, meaning I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody. And I don't even look at it as sales. To me, I look at it as trying to guide someone in the right situation, and also kind of educate them, educate their ear, as things go along. So that's the kind of way that you built your network. And this kind of thinking, applies to any situation where you're doing sales. I would think, but for me, this is what I did. I started at the very bottom of the industry, and I did pretty good for myself. But just treat people like their family, and I think everything will go fine.